3, 2, 1.
What is that?
Hello, welcome to the Cosy Couch, episode 3. That way, German way in it.
3. Yeah. And toi?
Yep.
That's French. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
My name's Nick, and this is Richard.
Yo.
You might say my goblin.
My second name's irrelevant to the show.
These pillows are going to do our nuts in, by the way,
I
but
know.
they're necessary.
Yes.
As you can see, we've fixed the lighting again. It's probably still not good
Still
enough.
not good enough, but
We'll get there one day.
thanks to the magic of YouTube and the 10-hour video.
Shh, don't tell them. We can't ruin the industry secrets.
That is true, that's true.
Without these pillows, there'd be a glare, yeah. So, but yeah, this is a Cosy Couch, an entertainment podcast. We post weekly, talking about games and movies and just interesting stuff. You know,
Yeah.
the best news that is relevant to us and to you.
I was expecting you to say the best news that there ever will be for some reason. It's like,
Oh, it is.
that's the way I heard that in my head, and I was like,
Yeah, but when
"That's
you
an
watch-
interesting road to go down."
When you watch the normal news, it's always like, you know, death and murder or famine, something like that. What is that in gaming news? You know, like,
None
oh,
of
something's been
that.
delayed.
None of that.
Okay.
No one dies.
Exactly, it's relatively happy.
Yeah.
So,
That's a fair
the
point.
best news you will hear.
Yeah, that's true.
Cool. So, what have you been up to this week?
Division again.
Yeah.
I'm at the end game now. Level 30 achieved. Got every collectible. Done every side mission, every encounter. I'm kind of doing the challenge modes now. Doing every mission again on hard, but it's
So the Phoenix credits.
yes,
Yeah.
but it's mostly Dark Zone I'm doing now, which on your own is incredibly frustrating. But no, I'm still absolutely, it's still got its hooks in me, and I don't think I'll be playing anything else for quite some time.
Yeah.
Played a couple of episodes of Telltale's A Game of Thrones as well. It's really good. Just if I've got a spare couple of hours where I'm like, oh, I'm waiting on someone to come on the Division.
Mhm.
I've played that a couple of times as well. It's really good as well. Syncs in well with the show.
And it's got a lot of the actors doing voices for it, doesn't
I
it?
think it's got all of it. There's been nobody that's come into it yet that's actually in the show where I've went, it's not the same person. I think they have actually got everybody to do it. Small parts, I mean, they're not in it a great deal.
Yeah, it's got Tyrion and
Ramsay, Marjorie is in it, Cersei.
this is a good cast.
Yeah, there's quite a good few of them have been in it. But even the cast that are the main characters that you are, that you're playing as, the Foresters, even they're actually really good. So it's quite enjoyable. But like I say, it's mostly been the Division and nothing but the Division.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same. I've not, again, had a lot of time to game this week, but it has been just the Division, nothing else. It's just it's so good, you know. I mean, I'm not quite the end game yet. I think I'm level 23.
Yeah.
But they're getting close, you know. Just a bit more grinding to do.
Yeah.
I get to 30. But it doesn't feel like a grind. It's really enjoyable.
Yeah, I know. I feel
if
the
anything,
same.
the only grind is, say a mission's level 23 and you're 22 and a half, you're like, oh, I need to do some side missions, you know, and they're still fun, but like,
I'll
you just
give
want
you
to go
that.
and do the main mission again.
Yeah, that's true. I've found that I've been going back and helping a friend get up to level 30.
Yeah.
And even going back and redoing the missions and encounters with him, I'm like, this is actually fun doing this again. You would think it'd be really boring, but it's been really good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm
it's
enjoying
good.
that.
But this isn't Division Chat.
Yeah.
This is the Cosy Couch.
So
It's another show.
yeah, so we'll crack on with the hot topics, if you like. Yes. Anyway, topic number Speaking of the Division, so topic number 1 is that the Division has broken an 11-year record to become the biggest first quarter video game launch in UK history, which is pretty big. The record was held by Gran Turismo 4 since 2005. So, I mean, that's like a good decade this hasn't been beaten for.
That was, I think, that's the most successful Gran Turismo as well, wasn't it?
I think 4 was it. Yeah.
Well,
You could
5
either,
wasn't as big.
yeah, it was either 3 or 4. Was the biggest. Well, I'd imagine it's probably 4, considering it held this record.
Aye, true.
So there you go. It's the biggest first week franchise. Biggest first week ever for a new game franchise. Ubisoft's announced. It's their biggest, release ever. I think they've no new franchises ever been as good for Ubisoft. It's generated 330 million globally in its first 5 days. That's both physical and digital. So
it's quite interesting to release digital numbers. Normally they don't do that for months and months. It's all fit.
Well, this is coming from the company, so they know every sale that they've had. Whereas coming from Microsoft, now they aren't really privy to every single.
I suppose
sale.
If they've got something to shout about, they will.
Oh yeah, they'll definitely do it.
Release numbers.
It's curious. It beat Destiny. Destiny had only generated 325 million. Not a kick in the bucket off of it, but. Even then, it beat Destiny, and I think Destiny was way more hyped up than The Division was.
Absolutely, yeah, because I mean, as you're saying, that even though both of them are new franchises, everybody knew who Bungie were. They knew the calibre they had, what they were coming from, and it was the first new game they're making in so long. So I mean, I say there's more hype for Destiny. It's really impressive how well they
because Massive, the company that made The Division, they had never done anything like this before. So they had a lot to prove, whereas when Destiny came out, they didn't have as much. So yeah, that's it was just kind of sales figures. It's doing well, breaking records. There's not much point in really getting into it. How do we feel about it? That's
good on them.
Yeah, exactly. We're enjoying the game. Glad that it's doing well. Clearly getting a sequel. That's all that says to me.
Yep.
Number 2 is that Bethesda released the trailer for Fallout 4's upcoming DLC. Automatron. What did you think of it?
It looks really good. It's been a while since I played Fallout. It's one of those games where you play for like 30 hours and you're like, I need to take a break. But stuff like this is the thing it needs to get you back into it,
That's true. When they first released the kind of press release about this, saying, oh, you're going to be able to create robots from junk that you collect, it didn't sound like it was story DLC. It sounded like it was like if anyone bought the Hearthfire DLC for Skyrim.
Hearthfire, Hearthstone.
No, Hearthstone's a game.
Right.
It must have been Hearthfire then, and it was.
You could build a house.
Yeah, you could build a house, and it wasn't story DLC.
What was it, 10,000 ignites or something?
Yeah, and I think you could like adopt a child, because that's what you wanted to do in Skyrim.
I don't want to ride a dragon. I want to build a house and adopt a child.
Yeah, fuck that. I want to settle down. No, it didn't sound like it was going to be, but the trailer is very kind of. It makes out as if there's going to be a story.
Yeah, it was a lot like the antagonizer and the mechanist from Fallout 3. That's the vibe I got from it.
Yeah,
like
that's
just some kind of lunatic just building this army and trying to take over civilization or whatever. And the customization and some of the robots they showed up looked amazing.
The stuff they showed off looks really good. I mean,
nothing in the game like that.
Crafting the weapons and that is really detailed. There's a lot of stuff to do there. Looks like the robots are getting the same treatment.
Yeah, more if not more.
Yeah, so and I think they can all be your companions as well.
Yeah, because it's fun
from
to
the
see
looks of it.
Walk around with one following them, so looks good.
But it looks really good. Topic number 3, good news if anyone was a fan of Oddworld's New and Tasty, the remake of Abe's Odyssey, because the company have decided that they're now going to remake Abe's Exodus as well. It's called Oddworld Soulstorm, and it will directly follow up. Same kind of treatment, it's a reimagining of the game, so that it's basically the same game but much better graphics. It's a kind of 2.5D game.
Yeah.
There's a lot more depth to it. So I think they'll redo all the videos and that kind of stuff. But that'll be really good because Abe's Exodus, I preferred that to Abe's Odyssey.
Oh, absolutely, because it was a better game, had more in it. You could do more things. But when I first heard about New and Tasty, the thing that I was a bit nervous about was that whole, the camera pans with you.
Yeah.
Not like the original, but it turned out to be great. It worked so well for them. They done it in a way where it didn't ruin the original, or take it away from it.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited about this. I mean, remember the vending machines that used to electrocute you and all that?
Yeah, that's
Or
right.
the controlling your farts.
Oh, that's right. You can control your farts.
I'm not surprised about the name, because New and Tasty was what the first one was about.
Yeah, and then
This
whereas
one's
Soulstorm was about the actual drinks, the Soulstorm Brewery. So
makes sense.
yeah, exactly. No, I can't wait for it. The only thing is, it's not going to be released to the latter half of 2017.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why? And I just save this for E3.
Yeah, they're a small team, you know, and you don't have a lot of guys there, you know, so
Yeah, I thought the thing
it
is
takes
kind
a
of
while.
curious that they've announced it this early, but hey, I suppose it's kind of.
Another thing though that was strange is I thought there'd be more DLC for New and Tasty, but there wasn't. I think it was just Alf's Escape or something like it was called. It was just a little hour-long episode, you know, and it was fun, you know. But I mean, I thought they could have done more, brought out more things to do, you know. But oh well.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with it. So that'll be good.
Yeah.
Not major news because there's no trailer or anything to go with it, but it's still good. Some more stats. Number 4, Fox's Deadpool movie is broken into the top 10 of lifetime gross sales at the US box office among comic book adaptations. So, according to the box office, it's now taken more than Iron Man, Iron Man 2 and Man of Steel, and is closing in on its next target as Guardians of the Galaxy and the Spider-Man trilogy.
Oops.
That surprises me because that's an R-rated film. All these other films weren't. And you're talking Spider-Man is probably like one of the most famous superheroes. That he's about to beat that trilogy. Man of Steel, I thought Man of Steel did really well.
Mm-hmm.
And then Iron Man sold really well.
Yeah.
So the fact it's beating them, that says a lot about how much people wanted a Deadpool movie.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it was R-rated as well, as you said, so not everybody had access to it, you know.
Yeah,
so,
well, in America over here it was a 15, so you know anyone can go and see a 15.
I'm pretty sure in America, like no matter what the rating is, if you've got an adult with you, they can take you in.
Ah.
Where over here doesn't work like that, I'm sure. Because I remember him. I can't remember what it was. It was another podcast I listened to, and they were talking about they went to see a film. And it was like an 18.
Yeah.
And they were pure. Oh, there was some crying kid in there, and they're pure. Why the hell would you take your kid? It's like gore.
Yeah,
like
I vaguely
Saw or something like that.
Yeah, I actually vaguely remember hearing a story about that as well. I know. It's okay, the man's just killing the other man. Doesn't matter. Number 5. Oh no, this is a good one. This is something that we've been kind of talking about this week. Microsoft announced that games using Xbox Live. Now, this is to be noted. This is ID at Xbox, so it's kind of indie games, not things like The Division, Destiny, etc. But we'll get into that later. They have announced they're going to support cross-network play, which means that they can play online with people on PC and also PlayStation 4. And the first game to get it is going to be Rocket League, which is massive.
Yeah.
So,
but just to confirm, like when it launches, it'll be just Xbox and PC.
Yeah.
Microsoft kind of reached out or gave an open statement and said they'd be happy to do it with Sony. Sony kind of replied vaguely saying, "Yeah, we'd be up for it if the developer
to work
was."
with any publisher." You know, they never really said Xbox, but that's all PR. You're not allowed to say, "Oh, hey, guess what? Xbox will work with you," because your PR team would be like, "No, that's not what we do."
I believe it will happen. I don't see anything wrong with it. I think it'd be great to play Rocket League with you, you know.
Yeah, the only problem is how does it work party chat wise? Will we be able to chat? Will we be able to invite each other?
I think it'll
I don't think it's going to work as well.
I think we need to use game chat.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to work as well as people want it to. I think it'll just be you can choose to play with PlayStation people.
Yeah.
If you so happen to get into a game with your friend, you know, well done. But
well, you probably can actually, maybe not set up a party, but invite each other.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, start a matchmaking game. Like I'm sure they'll suss it out.
Yeah. These are all things.
It's kind of pointless announcing this if it is. Oh, you can play someone on another console, but it's random. You can't choose because then people will go, "What's the point?" You know.
Well, there's more players. That's the way you'd be looking at it. There's more people to play with. Well, that is true, but we'll see. I mean, it's early days. They've only just announced this.
Yeah. I imagine we'll hear a lot more about it at E3.
Well, you would hope so. So we'll see kind of how this pans out. But you could potentially be playing Xbox players on your PlayStation 4 and vice versa. Which
I don't think it will ever go to big games like, you know, Battlefield, Call of Duty, Division, you know.
yeah, it's gonna. I think that's a different thing altogether,
Yeah.
because then the race for who gets the exclusive DLC comes into play, and it's a waste of time. But at
It
the
becomes complicated.
at the
play
same
on
time, the
maps and all
company's
that, you know.
still making money. If Microsoft says, "Oh, we'll pay you X amount to get the DLC first," still pushes console sales. It just the way it's going to end up is we'll all be playing with each other, and it's you just play on the console of your preference. It doesn't really make much of a
They're
difference.
pretty much the same anyway, the consoles. It's just
Yeah,
what you get up with.
one's selling a lot better than the other. But
That can all change, like the PS3 era.
yeah, that is very
Yeah.
true. Story number 6. For anyone who enjoys the Metro series, the Metro 2033 games, there's a movie in the works. So it's based on a book about, you know, how the world ended. There was nuclear war, everything got destroyed, and the people of Russia live in the metros underground. And the games are brilliant. They follow one guy, Artyom, and there's these creatures called the Dark Ones, and they believe that they are their biggest threat to survival. And it's all about him trying to go out and find a way to stop the Dark Ones. And both games were absolutely brilliant, Metro 2033 and Metro First Light. They were really, really good games, and to be honest, they would make perfect films. Easy to film, or because they're all underground, so it's not like you need to go on location or anything like that. I mean, it's it would be a kind of horror film, I'd imagine, much like kind of Clover, but it'd be more akin to Cloverfield or something like that. That, you know, there's monsters there, you maybe don't see them, but and a lot of it is like there's factions because the Nazis and the Russians are still at war with each other.
Yeah.
It's just underground. It's set what's set in the year 2033. It's like an alternate version of the future. But no, they were really good, so I was quite happy to hear that this is getting a movie.
Yeah, I just hope they don't ruin it, because right now I'm trying to think of a good movie adaptation of a video game, and I can't think of any.
Yeah, there is.
Maybe Resident Evil 1.
Watching Resident Evil back, I don't even think I'd agree with you. Silent Hill.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I would
Really
give it
enjoyed
Silent Hill 1, not 2. The
Oh, yeah.
second one was shit. But no, that's probably the only one.
I really enjoyed the Silent Hill film. It's one of my favourites.
So this could be good. We'll wait and see. The game is based on a book, so that is kind of different because most video game film adaptations is based on the game and they just completely miss the point.
Yeah.
So this could be different. For any Xbox players, Gears of War 4 beta. It's going to be kicking off on April the 18th. If you
You know what day that is, don't you?
no,
I told you the other day.
what day is that?
It's a sexual act day.
A sexual act day.
Yeah.
This is intriguing. What is the sexual act day? I do vaguely remember you telling me now, but I will.
Any small children, stop listening right now.
Right.
It's anal sex day.
Well, there you go. If you're not too busy having anal sex.
Made up by Jim Jeffries, of course.
Oh, well, there you go. Throwing me off the story now. If you bought the Gears of War Ultimate Edition, it's actually going to go out on April the 11th. No, that's no. That's when you receive. See, the story's throwing me off here. That's when you'll receive your download tokens. So I think you can start downloading it early, but you won't be able to play. It actually kicks off on April the 18th. Then it ends on April the 24th. Well, early access ends on April the 24th, in which case select gold members will be able to participate up until May the 1st. But I reckon this is going to go open. Like, it'll start exclusive. Oh, you can only get in if you bought the Ultimate Edition. Then it's all select people. Just waves of people will get emails. Oh, come and join the beta, and then it'll be open. But I'm surprised quite a long beta. It's like a couple of weeks that it's running for, which is good if you like Gears of War. They also announced that the campaign.
Sorry.
is going to be 30 frames a second, but it's 4-player co-op, and the multiplayer will be 60 frames a second. It's to do with like the more frames a second you have, that you can't, split screen doesn't work as well.
Yeah.
Halo suffered from that, which was annoying, but it did run so much better at 60 frames. But I'm glad to see that they've went, no, couch co-op comes first, you know.
No, absolutely. Like, big fan of couch co-op. I feel, especially if games have had it all along, they should work to keep it, you know.
Definitely.
They shouldn't just take it out because they want the games look pretty. Because 9 times out of 10, real gamers don't care how the game looks, you know what I mean? People that get hung up on graphics, it's not what gaming's about.
Yeah, it's not how it looks, it's about how it plays.
Yeah.
Fallout is a great example. Fallout looks like shit, and when you compare it to The Witcher, to both open world
Something
RPGs.
The Last of Us. Last of Us is beautiful, but that's about the story. You're not going.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at that skyscraper.
But Fallout plays really well.
Yeah.
It's as buggy as it might be, but you know it's not all about graphics. So yeah, that was Gears of War was story number 7. Number 8, Disney Studios have announced Indiana Jones 5. Harrison Ford is returning and Steven Spielberg is going to direct it. Clearly not happy about that one.
No, not at all.
Yeah. After Indiana Jones 4...
Did they watch it? Did they just make it and go, yep, that's a wrap?
Yep.
Are you going to watch it back? Nope, just go.
That'll be a success.
Run.
Yeah. Biggest mistake of that film was that they even made it.
Yeah.
To be honest, it wasn't Shia LaBeouf. It wasn't the fact that it was about fucking aliens. It was the fact that they actually made it. Like, if I'd read the script for that, I'd have went, this is a fucking pile of trash.
Harrison Ford in it doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
The whole film, he just seems like,
I'm
why am I doing this?
I'm just wearing. I'm just Harrison Ford wearing a costume.
Yeah.
I can't believe there's going to be a 5th one.
But at the same time, though, because it's such negative backlash they got from 4, they might have like just went, no, we need to nail this.
Yeah,
it can go both ways. It can either be another terrible shambles, or it can be like, oh well, they've done it.
Yeah, like a redeeming quality, much like Star Wars after the episode 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
You know, people were like, oh great, can't wait for shit. You know, episode 7 is going to be shit, and it ended up it was very like A New Hope, but it kind of
really good,
it
really
redeems
enjoyable.
it. Yeah. So that was story number 8. Number 9 is that Sony have confirmed PlayStation VR's, well, not release date, but the release month and the price. So it's cheaper than the other VRs that are out there. It's going to be £349 or $399 if you listen in America. And anyone...
One person does.
One person does?
Yeah.
Do we actually have one?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
On YouTube you can see where the people are listening from. We've got one in America and one in Australia.
Well, there you go. So...
Hi.
G'day, mate. You fucking hoon. And we've lost that listener.
Yep. Right, no, we're getting a curtain or something like that because these pillows are just doing my head in.
But mine isn't moving.
It's slid down though. I mean, it's probably not doing its job, to be honest.
Fuck's sake.
They're probably like, oh, they fixed it, glare.
I know. Fucking stupid pillows. So anyway, yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. And what they never announced, they announced it the same day, but like, you need to also have the PlayStation Move camera because it uses it for head tracking, and you're probably better off having the Move controller as well.
Yeah.
So, all in all, I think that there is a bundle going that, what was it, $499? $499 and probably £449.
So I came with the VR headset and all the stuff for that.
Yeah.
The camera, 2 Move wands, and a game. I can't remember the game.
Well, there's a game. The Playroom in VR comes for free. But
I can't remember actually mentioned a game or just said like a named game or just said it will come with a game.
Yeah, I think it was just a game. They said that there's the 230 developers are currently working on PlayStation VR projects, but the VR stuff isn't necessarily games. It can be like interactive movies. You know, the VR stuff's just it's opening the door to a whole new world of possibilities. Yeah. So if you want VR, this is probably your best option because it's the cheapest. But
it's interesting though because how's it going to work? Because it's a lot of money, and typically, you know, first gen things aren't the best. You know, it's like Gen 2 or 3. You're like, oh, it's such an improvement. But that's a lot of money put down on something to go, oh, the next one will be better. You know, is the next one going to come out in this console cycle, or is it going to be like, you know, the PS5 launches with it? You know, Xbox,
one thing that I'm like, okay, this is maybe a selling factor for anyone who's not sold on VR because we've not played it. I mean, it's hard to market.
Yeah.
You can't show trailers because it's just a thing on someone's head. And if you're watching what they're seeing, it means nothing to you because you're not experiencing it. But one thing that they've said that I'm like, well, now that's a selling point, is that when you've put that VR headset on, you can play anything through it. It's not, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you'll have the gun in front of you. It basically turns your game into like a theatre screen, so you can sit and just not need a TV or anything. Like, you can just sit and play it, which is probably going to stretch your game out, I would imagine. But then again, if it's on a small screen, it might seem like it's stretched out, but it's actually not.
I mean, I just hope they do this right because one thing that's in Battlefield 4. I don't think it's on the Xbox because I'm not sure. Do you have motion controls in the controller?
No.
Would they do in the PlayStation? And there's an option. Say when you're flying a helicopter, you can move the controller so your guy looks around.
Yeah.
So like that way you can like look behind you but still flying straight.
Yeah.
My vision for like VR is that you're in a helicopter, you literally turn your head, you know, and you see behind you.
Yeah.
That's what I want from games like, you know, Battlefield or Call of Duty or whatever. You know.
Yeah.
Gran Turismo even. And I think that's what they're going to do, and I hope they nail it.
Yeah, like just that integrating something into VR, but that was like Kinect when it came out for the Xbox first. The integration was like you could say Liara move to cover, and like your wee person would run to cover, and you're like, oh, great use of fucking Kinect. Spent £120 on this. Do you know what I mean?
Actually, on the PS3, I had the wee camera, and it was plugged in. I think I was playing Rainbow Six, Vegas 2.
Yeah.
I was playing with my mate on the couch, and I kept saying to him, like when you go over there, and my squad would go affirmative. Like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah, not realising your voice control.
Yeah. But, that worked really well, actually, in Vegas.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, they've announced that there's a kind of Star Wars Battlefront, or a PSVR exclusive Star Wars Battlefront game was also announced. So it's not Star Wars Battlefront, it's just something in that vein to do with VR.
Yeah.
So we'll see when, you know, as the story goes.
I'm thinking it's probably something to do with flying.
Yeah, it could be.
Like maybe like, you know, in your you're in the X-wing.
Yeah, or a TIE fighter or something. Yeah, I suppose it could be. They've said it'll be available this October. So there you go. You've got 31 days to pick from.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. You know, I reckon it'll come out halfway through October. Just in time for Christmas.
Yeah,
so, it's a lot of money though.
That's before Black Friday, isn't it? I don't know when Black Friday is.
I can't remember when Black Friday.
We're not American.
I think it is before Black Friday. Next story. Captain America: Civil War. Marvel movies have always got a kind of Easter egg at the end of them as to, or you know, what the next film is going to be, or you know, just wee things like that. And the Russo brothers, who are directing it, have said that they can't tell you what's going to be at the end of it, but they think that there's going to possibly be three kind of end credit scenes, which to me is amazing.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
Because a lot of these, there's a lot of films coming out, and they need to start leading up to the next Avengers. So it'll be good to say like, boom, this character's going to be away doing this. This character's going to be doing this, and this character will be doing.
And what exactly do they mean by that? Do they mean there's going to be one for the American audience, one for the European audience?
No, I think it's going to be like all three of them will be in the film.
Right.
Because they are getting good at like the first wee bit of credits is usually something to do with the film. There's like a wee animated thing, and then there'll be a kind of longer end credit scene. Then at the very end of all the credits, there's like a much shorter one.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of three of them. I reckon Spider-Man definitely gets one because they need to I mean, this guy, he's literally been brought into it in this film.
Mm-hmm.
He needs more screen time. They need to set up more of, what Spider-Man's doing. And then the rest, I'd imagine Thanos will probably get another wee scene.
So sick of Thanos already.
I don't know. I'm not. I just want to see more of him. I just want him to hurry up and come in and be
That's
like,
why I'm sick of him, because
dead.
he is so powerful. And he's got the glove with most of the stuff. He's got most of the stones, hasn't he? No, it was empty, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got.
But still, he doesn't need them. He's still a
I'm
god.
curious as to how he gets the glove, because in the Thor movie, the glove is in the kind of room with all the relics.
Yeah.
But then
It'll
again,
probably something to do with Loki.
well, yeah, that's what I thought as well. Because at the end of the second Thor movie, Loki's kidding on his Odin. Spoilers if you've not seen the second Thor movie. He's sitting on the throne, kidding on his Odin.
Yeah.
Now he was working for Thanos, so it wouldn't shock me if Thanos just appeared and went, "I want that glove," and he's like, "No bother, big man, because fuck crossing you."
It was at the end of Avengers, wasn't it? Thanos went up, put the gloves on.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, fine, I'll do it myself."
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah,
So
don't get me wrong, that gets me excited for him, but I mean,
yeah.
he destroys half the universe to impress death.
Yeah, so that's his aim anyway. So,
So we need something from him, something big. We need him to start destroying stuff. Like hopefully in the Captain America, there's maybe a small mention of him, like pure. Oh, that's another 6 planets being destroyed.
I don't know, because Thor.
Something in the distance.
Thor
They don't really know.
at the end of Avengers, he leaves to go and discover what is going on because
Oh,
the
that's
Infinity
right,
Stones are showing up. He's not going to be in Captain America, so I think we'll maybe need to wait for
Convenient.
Thor's next movie to kind of see what happens there.
Yeah, it could be.
Anyway, speaking of Marvel,
that could be one of the Easter eggs. Could be literally walking around and then discovering something horrible.
Yeah, that is true. Anyway, speaking of Marvel, they've officially announced that Game of Thrones actor Finn Jones is going to be playing Iron Fist in the new Netflix series. That he plays Loras Tyrell, and I thought this was a weird casting. I mean, I don't know much about Iron Fist, but he doesn't strike me as kind of a lead character.
Yeah.
I mean, he's good in Game of Thrones, but I don't know, something about that just didn't kind of sit right with me. But obviously he's done well, because they're quite particular about who they pick for cast now. So yeah, he could be good. I mean,
there's been lots of surprises, like Heath Ledger, the one that's playing Batman, I forgot his name.
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck, I mean, everyone's like pure, oh, what are you kidding on? But
yeah, especially after
obviously-
his run as Daredevil, you're
They
like,
obviously wouldn't have
fuck,
done it
don't make him anyone else.
if he didn't nail the addition,
Yeah, so that is true. The other thing as well was that Luke Cage got a trailer. If you watch season 2 of Daredevil, which I just finished, it is incredible. It's much better than the first season, which is not a slight in the first season, because the first season is also incredible. But now at the very end, it just says trailer, rather than linking you into another show, and you click on it and it's a trailer for Luke Cage. It's really short. I think it's only like 30 seconds, but it kind of sets the tone of what his show's going to be.
Does he just go, I'm Nick Cage, bitch?
no, it's like
couch.
he's in like a gym, and somewhat like all these guys are surrounding him and they're all holding him up at gunpoint, and he's like, "Yeah, I take it you've not heard about me then," and they all start shooting at him, and he's got bulletproof skin, or his skin's unbreakable, so like nothing happens, and he's just like, I'm so sick of buying new clothes, and just starts ragdolling people about, and then it comes up, it starts playing this like mad like rap music, and then the big sign Luke Cage comes up. But it looks really good. It looks like a lot more fun than Jessica Jones was depressing. It was really dark.
How much would it suck though? Because like your nails aren't technically skin, and your eyeballs. What if that's like his only weakness?
Well, you've not watched Jessica Jones, so
I know that'd be funny. He gets shot in the eyes, like, oh no.
Wait, blink. Probably hurt like fuck, but still.
No, I suppose.
Anyway, so that's the Marvel stories, and then the last but not least, the wait is over. Destiny's next update is coming out April 12th, and it's going to include new PvE challenges, new gear, increased rewards, and a new quest featuring the Blighted Chalice Strike. What's that?
I don't know. I don't know the
You're
names.
the Destiny man.
I know, but I don't know. I'm even wearing a Destiny hoodie.
Yeah.
I don't even know the names of any
Destiny
of the
Mark.
strengths. You just know the name of the boss and what you're doing.
Yeah.
If it is one that's already in it, then no, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. So if you play Destiny, good luck to you, but we don't. So well, I don't. He does. But
one really interesting point is the wording of. Oh, they released a picture, and the picture was 3 Guardians wearing House of Wolves gear, but they look like Taken. So as if to say, and they also said new and updated gear. So that is heavily hinting to say that Prison of Elders and House of Wolves gear is going to be moved up to the new light level because they're increasing it again.
Yeah.
So what is it, 320 just now? It's probably going to go up to 360, I reckon, because they never are. They're a small increase.
Great if you play Destiny. That's totally lost on me. The only thing is, players who've purchased fucking hell, I can't talk today. People who've purchased the Taken King are getting this for free. They've not mentioned what is going to happen without the expansion. Like,
I don't think you'll be able to play without Taken King.
Yeah, probably not. If anything, they just want you to buy the Taken King.
Yeah, and if you're not got it already, get it. It's worth it. It's a great expansion.
As much as I'm not a Destiny player anymore, I gave up on it very quickly. I got to the highest level, did the raid, and then went, this is shit because there's nothing else to do. I know a lot of people who did that and went back to it after the Taken King and said it's absolutely brilliant. I just couldn't be bothered going back because I had a million other games to play by that point, and I couldn't be bothered with the whole catch-up scenario.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that they added something in that could boost you right up, but I just
they're going to do something which I fucking hate. Is there's going to be an Iron Banner just before the update, and obviously Zar.
Yeah.
And they're going to sell all the gear at the current highest light level. So you'll be like, oh great, that's me max level, and then they'll be like, haha. Wow. Not for long.
Yeah, a lot of games tend to do that. They're like, well done, you reached the max level. Here's DLC with extra shit for you to do, and you're like, oh Christ.
The only game I never reached max level with before the DLC was Borderlands, because that was an absolute pain. Because you got
Borderlands was quite easy.
No, because you got to 37 and normal, then you had to do this New Game Plus, and it was quite challenging, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because
oh no,
I did the New Game Plus was 35.
I think I actually did have to do all the DLC to get up to the highest level. So no, you might actually be right on that.
Well, it was 50 originally.
Yeah. That increased that way up after that.
Yeah.
They usually put it up by 5 at a time.
I think it's up to 70 now, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So that's it. That's the news. I mean, a lot more news this week. Just some of it kind of important. Other stuff not.
It's been a really busy week, you know.
Yeah.
By that, that's the important stuff you need to know.
Yeah.
So what's coming up? We got E3 in June.
Yeah, it's still a ways away, but looking forward to it.
GDC was just there. It's the Game Developers Conference.
Yeah, that's where the VR stuff came from. Microsoft also announced that they're going to be doing this Xbox Live tournaments thing, where you can set up your own tournaments over Xbox Live, which is good if you're wanting to set up something with you and all your pals. I don't have any pals, so that's fucking lost on me. But
they've been quite vague about it, haven't they?
Well, it's just they've announced. It's not really something that you want to talk about, until there's more concrete
until there's
facts
something to
about
talk about,
because I tried to look into the story for it, and it was just a lot of kind of boring developer stuff that I couldn't really be bothered with. Wouldn't bore you with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
cool.
it.
So I have a question for you.
Fire away.
Can you think of a time where you just had an absolute gaming nightmare, or some sort of gaming disaster, or something went wrong, or you've lost a save, or you spent hours trying to get to a boss and it's crashed,
Yes, I can. I've two spring to mind straight away. The first one, no, I'll change the first one because that's not quite as funny. The first one I'll go with is Final Fantasy IX. I loved Final Fantasy IX so much, played it all the time. I'd done everything in it, pretty much, and I, for some reason, started a new game. I don't know why I did this. but I went to save the game and saved over like my main save where I'd like hour days worth of gameplay, and I remember actually bursting into tears, and I was like, that way time slows down and it's saving, and I was like, what did I do? And like I turned the PlayStation off, and I was like, fuck, I don't believe that's what have I done. Loaded it back up, and I was like, it's cool, I turned it off, and it still saved. And and I've never played Final Fantasy 9 since. Came out on mobile, and I was like, I can't bring myself to do it. Like, I fucked up so badly. The second one...
Oh, I'll tell mine before you tell me.
Alright, okay, fine away.
Mine was when my original 40 gig fat PS3 launch one,
Yeah.
Big chunky ass one, it sounded like a jet engine. Had it for years, had a massive save file for Fallout 3. And I'm talking like 200 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I'd done almost everything. Like, I think like the last DLC had just come out, and a little bit to do to like, I had the platinum, but just a little bit to do to get all the trophies.
Yeah.
And it died. And this was before PS Plus, so before you had the cloud save and all that, before you could really back up your data.
Oh my god.
Lost the 200 hour save file. I've never been more gutted in my life.
Could you not take the hard drive out though?
Well, that's the thing. With anything Sony, right? This is good advice, back up your stuff, right? Anything Sony, the hard drive is so encrypted that they claim that even them themselves can't get data off it if you remove it. So if you remove a Sony hard drive from something and put in anything else, even another Sony device, you have to wipe it.
Oh my god.
And I was pleading with the guy on the phone, like, can you not please transfer? And he's like, I'm sorry, we can't. Like, we physically can't do it.
Oh my god, that's worse than the Final Fantasy 9 thing.
And there was lots of
the Final Fantasy 9 thing. I could at least turn around and be like, well, that was my own fault. Do you know what I mean? I did that to myself, but that is just cruel. Because when I first got the Xbox One, I don't know if you remember, it made a kind of weird noise every now and then. It was scratching the Blu-ray discs, and I read up on it, and apparently like there was something wrong with the drives. But it was really bad. I mean, like, people's games were getting totally wiped out, and I saw my opportunity, got in touch with them, and was like, yeah, mine is really, really bad. It's breaking games and all that shit, and they sent me a brand new Xbox One and gave me a free game for my troubles. Wasn't bad at all. So, every now and then.
Sent you a screwdriver.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck this, I don't care what a free game. And it was because I knew you could get Rise, Son of Rome, and I wanted that but I didn't want to pay for it. So my opportunity. And now, anytime something like that happens, just because of the way things are, when I got my new Xbox, all my pins, everything downloaded again. You get all your save files back.
This is the future. Yep.
Cloud gaming is the future.
I just recently, I hate this pillar. Just recently upgraded my hard drive to a bigger one. Just had to back it up, put the new one in, reinstall or download all my saved data. It was there, just
it's
as I
pretty
left
decent.
it.
Yeah, I know.
So good.
Anyway, my last story. This is what we'll leave you on. And this is a good one. The Force Unleashed. Because you were there.
Yep.
You were actually there to witness this. Playing The Force Unleashed, we had been sitting playing it all day, like, just loving the fact that this was new Star Wars, it was a new story. Darth Vader's got this amazing apprentice. And we were playing on the Xbox 360, because I've been an Xbox guy for years. Playing on that, and I got right up to the last boss. You're going to fight Darth Vader, and we were like, fuck, how's this going to end? What's going to happen? And they're literally running up the corridor at each other, and the apprentice goes like that, and it just went black. And the two of us are like, the fuck happened there?
So they pulled the Soprano ones?
Yeah, next thing, looked at the Xbox, 3 red lights. Fucking broke the Xbox, and I fucking stood up and I was like, oh, you fucking bastard. And I had one of those like motion controlled fists, and at that moment as I stood up, it was pure, fuck you, asshole. And like, he burst out laughing, I thought he was gonna fucking piss himself, and I was like, I actually think I was ready to cry that day because I knew my Xbox was broke. I wasn't going to get to complete the Force Unleashed. It was
And you've just been insulted by an inanimate object.
It was so depressing. Like, that is probably the worst thing that's ever happened.
But these things happen to you all the time though, because like a few weeks ago, we were playing Halo and going to kill the Truth, was it?
Prophet of Regret.
Prophet of Regret.
Yeah, Master Chief Collection.
I had it for ages on Legendary. Eventually about to do it, and it crashed. He launches his controller against the wall. There's a big hole in the wall now.
Yeah, there's a hole in the wall.
You're just unlucky, man.
Yeah, no, I am. I have a bit of a temper. I mean, I remember.
All gamers do. Let's be honest.
No, but mine's can be extraordinary. Sometimes.
That's right, because you also threw your PS2 down the stairs and out the window.
Yeah, bought Final Fantasy 12. Couldn't wait to go home and play it. PS2 broke, so I wouldn't play the disc. It wasn't broke. It was working fine. It just wouldn't play the disc. Walked through my brother's room, put the disc in. It worked totally fine.
Or the time in Operation Flashpoint, you're trying to set the mines for the tanks.
Yeah. Do you know what? We'll leave that. Do you know, we'll keep these stories for another time. But yeah, that's.
No, one more, right? It's Operation Flashpoint again. It was the second one. And you had to go into a village to secure the pilot.
My god! Yeah, I remember.
You're like, you put him in this house, like stay there. So then
like,
you're like,
what basically Operation Flashpoint is like a kind of realistic military simulation shooter. If you get hit in the leg, you are down. Like, you have to crawl through a mission. It is brutally hard.
So you have to like defend this village against
enemies are coming in from all sides. You need to secure this pilot. So me being a bright spark, I'm like, right, there's houses here. He followed me into the house. I'm like, stay here. Okay, and so he kind of kneels down. I'm like, right, sitting in a doorway, like looking out at the hills to see people coming, because I was quite accurate with it, this marksman rifle, sitting picking people off. Next thing, like a guy appears in my scope at the door. I'm like, how the fuck is that? Come out of the scope, and it's the pilot. He's decided, fuck this, I'm away outside. Wanders about and dies, and it happens so many times after that. And
like Lupus runs past.
Yeah, I was like,
where the fuck are you going?
Where the fuck is this guy going? And then the other stories, the first Operation Flashpoint, I had been playing through this mission where a convoy of tanks is coming and you need to take them out, and they always come up the same road, nothing ever changes. And I strategically placed all these anti-tank mines down in the ground, and I'm lying in the bushes like, come on, this is it. Could hear them coming up the road, and then I could hear them, but nothing was happening. I'm like, what the hell, where are they? Stood up, looked down the road, they're not there. Checked the map, they're about fucking 2 kilometres away. They've just seen me and decided to take a totally different road, and I was pure, I can't do this anymore. Like, the stress. I have no luck. I don't know why I bother gaming anymore.
Yeah, I know. You're quite unlucky.
Yeah, but hopefully nothing else happens.
Well, if any of you get any interesting stories you want to share, please feel free to put in the comments.
Yeah, we'll read that out on the show, because gaming disasters are always fun, I suppose. So,
but here's one for next week, right?
Yeah.
Greatest gaming achievement. And if you want to let us know that as well, we'll read yours out in the show.
Something to think about.
So you can tweet at us at the Cosy Couch.
Yep.
Or personally, so he's at Dirk Saxon.
Yep.
I'm at Nick Solo 89.
Yeah, we're also on Facebook, the Cosy Couch.
Post a comment on there as well if you want.
Yeah. And our YouTube channel, exact same, the Cosy Couch. No one's taken it because it's a shit name. So there you go.
Yep.
You can also get you on PSN ID.
The Grim Reaper 89.
Okay.
And you are?
Dirk Saxon that's just my gamer tag, so feel free to add us. Play the Division.
If you just search it the way I normally put it, I only put up just at Dirk Saxon and then you say, that's my gamer tag as well.
Yeah.
If you search just Dirk Saxon, not the weird way, it's like capitals and that, you should still find you. Is that correct?
I'm not sure.
We've done it anyway just in case.
We'll put it up on the screen the way it is meant to be, because that way I thought I was cool with uppercase, lowercase. Fucking idiot. Struggle to search for me, I'd imagine, but yeah, it's still Dirk Saxon.
Yeah, cool.
So, there we go.
Thanks for watching, guys.
No bother.
We'll see you next week.
See you later.
Jazz hands.
Oh my god. What the fuck is that?
Oh,
Oh,
what is that?
I really don't know.
Put it back in the drawer.
I don't think I want to know what that is.